So, tonight we're going to talk about happiness and the power to choose. Come on in here and let's chat. Hey Royals, and welcome back to my channel. So, today we're going to talk about happiness and the power to choose. So, how often do you choose your own happiness? Just think about it. Think about how we give our power to other people and allow them to choose for us what we should be choosing for ourselves. And so today I want to take the time to talk to you about the power to choose and what ways you can choose happiness for yourself. And so this video really comes from me just looking around my own room, my own environment, and realizing how I create my own happiness on a daily basis. And I have this frame sitting by my bedside in my bedroom, and it says choose happy. Now, I intentionally bought that frame and the beautiful picture on the frame, but just like that, we have to really have intentionality when it comes to our own happiness. And so I wanted to bring this video to you so that you can also have it in your mindset that you have the power to choose your own happiness. And so before we get into the lesson, I want to share with you that I will be sharing from my book, Beauty versus the Beast in Me, Mastering My Own Demons. And here it is here. Okay. And so I'm going to be sharing with you a little blurb in the second chapter of my book, and then also 8 helpful tips for you to stay healthy and happy. Okay. So again, let's talk about happiness and the power to choose. So again, we look outside of ourselves for what's already inside of ourselves, and we do this oftentimes by choosing other people to make us happy, right? We put the responsibility on someone else to make us happy, and while doing that, they control our happiness. It's almost like they have they can control the temperature on your thermometer. Like, you're the thermometer here, and they are the little controller on your temperature, and they get to turn you up or turn you down based on the relationship, based on the connection, based on their expectation of you, based on whether they're having a good day with you or not. And we are controlled by other people, and we don't really tap into what brings us happiness. And we know that happiness is an inside job, right? We know that the stuff and the relationships and things that we have in our lives, though it may bring us a little bit of joy, but ultimately it doesn't really bring us happiness, because we know that that is an inside job. So I want you to really concentrate and focus on what brings you happiness in your life. And this is going to be a hard question, because I know if I had given you a questionnaire tonight, the first thing you would probably say is your children. And although they bring us joy and happiness in our lives and a great sense of fulfillment, that is still not about you. It's about them. And so I want you to, again, be intentional and focus on what brings you happiness inside of you. Now, this means that you are deciding for yourself what brings you happiness on the inside of you, about you. So say that to yourself. This is about me and what brings me the most happiness inside of me. Okay? So I want us to really set our intention on doing that on a daily basis, because when we fill ourselves up, just like this glass of water that I have, this lemon water, now I'm halfway full, right? Rather than saying I'm halfway empty, I am halfway full. And when I feel like I'm getting to the bottom of my glass, I usually go back and fill myself back up. So, how often are you filling yourself back up? How often are you refueling yourself and pouring back into yourself the things that you need so that you can overflow with happiness in your life, where you will never feel depleted and therefore look outside of yourself to find yourself, or look outside of yourself to find that happiness in someone else? Because again, the experiences that I've had in my life, just keeping it real, queens, is that when you place your happiness and expectation of happiness onto someone else, again, they have the power to choose whether you be happy or not. And when they're having a bad day with you and you rub them the wrong way and you just don't see eye to eye, oftentimes they decide that you should not be happy today, and therefore they will do whatever it takes, whatever's in their power, to ensure that you are unhappy because they are unhappy with you. We are going to create this new awareness, right? And this new level of expectation within ourselves, and we're going to create the space for happiness, and it starts right in here, in your mind, in your heart, right? Mind, body, spirit. All right, so I'll just give you an example of what makes TC, royalty to you, happy. Okay, the first thing is I really get my mind right. I feel the most happy with myself, flaws and all, right? The authentic, organic me, when I can really connect with self. And when I look outside of myself and I start looking at other people and other things that we may purchase, or, places we want to go for our own happiness or for my own happiness, it's a temporary happiness. And once those things die down, or I should say, once the high, you come down from the high, then, you're back to your reality and you're just like, okay, it is what it is. But I like to keep my happiness up by really, like I said, investing in myself, mind, body, spirit, making sure my mind is right, making sure I'm clearing out my mind from negativity and, just even low energy and just, thoughts that keep me in a low negative state, really. And how do I do that? I do that by releasing out of my mouth what I desire to see. I speak what I desire to see. I speak the word back to God. And I declare over my life, and that is the power of using your mind and using, your voice and using, your mouthpiece and what God gave you. So that is one way for me to really control my happiness and to allow happiness to flow in my life. And I create the space for happiness by getting my mind right. And with that, getting my mind right, getting my heart right. Another thing I do is I really focus on what I enjoy. And one of the things that I enjoy the most is a beautiful atmosphere. And I know you may think that, okay, well, that sounds like that is outside of yourself. But actually it isn't, because in a nutshell, I truly enjoy the creative side of me, that creative ability that I have. Rather it be styling hair, rather it be styling a wardrobe, or even home decor, right? I love doing that. And though those are external things, I just bump my camera. Although those are external things, right? It is still tapping on the inside of myself with all the creative abilities that I have. And from the inside out, I'm exuding those things, and I'm creating the space that will allow me to be in my happy place. And so what I enjoy doing is, decorating my home, decorating, my room, just revamping my space so that I can allow my mind to be at peace, and allow my body to be in alignment, and allow things that I need to create and manifest to flow in and through me. All right, so that is just another thing. And I want to really get into this book here too, to give you some helpful tips to help you stay healthy and happy. Let's focus on those things here. Okay, so 8 ways to live a happier life. I hope you can see that. Okay, so I'm going to read this. The first thing is love yourself. And so I didn't mention that, but I wanted to share it in the book, and I didn't want it to sound redundant. So the first thing is love yourself. When you love who you are, you will set the precedence for others to love you in a healthy way. They will pour into you and make deposits, not withdrawals. So as I mentioned earlier in my video, where I gave you the illustration of the cup half full rather than be half empty, we have to take the responsibility for our own happiness and not give that responsibility to someone else to control whether we be happy or not. Is know your worth. When you know who you are less likely to settle for less than God's best for your life. Do not compromise your moral standards or values to make others comfortable. How often do you do that? Make other people comfortable by settling for less and compromising who you are and really lowering your standards, just so that people can give you their second best, and not even a second best, sometimes the hand-me-downs. And then what happens? We become miserable and unhappy again. Third is entertain good company. Now surround yourself with people who will uplift you, pray for you, and celebrate you. Rise to the occasion. People are counting on you to overcome so that you can help them too. It may seem like a lot of pressure, but by the grace of God, God's grace is sufficient. Your struggles were not meant to break you, but build a stronger foundation in you for greater. So rise up and stand in your rightful place. Now I know you may think, well, why does that matter or align with my happiness? Well, it aligns with your happiness because God created you for purpose, and so what He placed on the inside of you is not just for you, it's for someone else. So for me, I find myself, I would say most happiest when I give my gift to other people. It really is rewarding, and it really feels just fulfilling, really, when you can give to someone when you have a need, or especially if they have a need. But if you are really giving from a place of abundance, and and giving from a place of cheer, happiness, it really does reciprocate. It does come back to you. Okay, so that was number 4. Let go of the past. Release and bless the past. Declutter your life of negative people and toxic energy that stifles your growth and hinders you from reaching your destiny. It isn't always easy, but very necessary so that you can become the extraordinary person you were created to be. That is number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Be attentive. Oftentimes we get distracted. Avoid the pitfalls and traps. If you're not careful, you will repeat the same pattern that hurt you, which will keep you in a vicious cycle of never accomplishing your goals and doing what you are called to do. Let me move my pen. Sorry, you guys. And next one is follow your purpose. This call of God is predestined for your life. And if you haven't answered the call on your life, you will continue living life unfulfilled and ultimately go in the wrong direction. Ask for help. There are angels, both in the natural and spiritual, here to assist us on our journey to help us accomplish our goals. You have not because you ask not. Ask, believe, receive now. Those are my 8 ways to live a happy, healthier life. And I just wanted to share that with you from my book on Amazon, Beauty versus the Beast in Me, Mastering My Own Demons. And I do have copies in my home office. So if you would like to purchase and would like a signed copy, you can purchase the book from me rather going to Amazon where you would not receive a signed copy. I will be diving more into this book chapter by chapter because I really want you to get the meat and potatoes of what this book is about. It is just life transforming and it is worth $18.99 an investment. All right, so I just wanted to share this with you so that you can understand and know that you have the power to choose your own happiness. So I want you to choose for you. Okay, drop it in the comments your takeaway, what you're going to do differently to choose happiness into your life, and make sure you share this message with your besties and people that you are divinely connected to so that we all can be happy. Okay, so I will see you next time on another video, and don't forget to subscribe. Click the subscribe button and click the bell so that you can be notified the next time I upload a video. You will all be well. Mwah.